Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And if you couldn't already tell from the video you're looking at here, I am a huge fan of the Predator movies, and really the whole Alien and Predator, Alien versus Predator franchise as a whole. I think it's all sick. And, well, I'm here to talk about this movie right here in the middle, Prey. Ooh, yeah, new movie, only on Hulu. Yeah, I hope they release physical copies someday because this movie is great. Now, what makes this movie so interesting, and I think what makes it stand out from the other Predator movies, is that it's one of the only, I believe actually the only Predator movie that doesn't take place within the modern day. Because even if we count the Alien versus Predator movies, those movies only take place the same year that they were released. So, technically modern day, even though these movies are much older than modern day. But yeah, it takes place in 1719, I believe the year is, and it follows this tribe of Comanche Native Americans, and the Predator hunts them. And apparently it's the Predator's first time on Earth, which is interesting. You know, let me turn down the music here. I don't know if it's getting too loud here, but yeah, I don't have a script for this, so I'm just kind of ranting. Not necessarily ranting. That would imply that I have bad things to say about this movie, and I really don't. You know, it has pretty much all the bases that a Predator movie would have. You know, badass humans that predators need to hunt, badass predators that humans need to fight, cool setting. You know, first movie's got the jungle, Predator 2 has the city, Predators has a completely different planet, and the Predator, well, kind of everywhere, I guess. But this, you know, a lot of it obviously takes place in the jungle, in the woods, and so, that doesn't really say a whole lot about it, but Amber Midthunder is a great protagonist. That's obviously not her name. That's her real name. Nabu, I think, is her character's name. And she's awesome. Like, at the start of the movie, she kind of, like, starts out like she wants to be this hunter. She wants to be a hunter, and the tribe has their doubts because, you know, all the hunters are male, and she's a woman, and typically, I guess women aren't really known for that. But kind of slowly, as you go throughout the movie, you kind of realize that yeah, she's a hunter. She definitely knows what she's doing, and that's awesome. I'm glad that they handled this as well as they did, because I feel like this really could have turned into some like woke kind of agenda that they push. And I guess so in a little bit, you know, because they kind of like try to like convince her to stay behind and to stay with the rest of the tribe and try not to put herself in danger. And that's really about as far as that goes. It's not as heavy-handed with that kind of stuff, which I appreciate. You know, so, but as far as the Predator itself, it is pretty badass, I will say. I like that it has like a more skull mask that doesn't cover its entire face. The mandibles are still out for all to see, and yeah, I like its weapons too. Obviously, it has the staff, it has the smart disc, it has the net, the sharp nets, and it doesn't have a plasma gun, but it has these like tracking like bolts, I guess they would be like arrows almost. And the weapons are really cool. They actually are used in one of the final scenes of the movie, which I won't spoil, but yeah, it's really cool. And also the Predator gets fucked up in this movie. Like, it just gets tortured. I don't think this is really going into spoiler territory, but it gets stabbed like multiple times in the feet, the legs, the chest. It gets its arm cut off. It gets shot point blank in the back of the head. Like, damn, this guy gets fucked up. And I love it. Even though it's kind of almost like you want to root for the predators because they're, the badass aliens. It's like, yeah, it's just a bunch of people. Who cares? But obviously, it's awesome to see all the heroes prevail. And of course, a lot of people die too. But that happens with in every Predator movie. There's usually only like one person that survives in the whole group. And it was neat how they introduced these French, I guess, travelers. They capture Nabu and her brother, who is like the war chief of the tribe, and that creates some interesting conflict where, they just want to capture them and torture them and shit because they're, sadistic. And it's neat how Nabu gets her revenge on one of the guys in the clan by pretty much luring the Predator in. But again, I don't think that's really spoiling. But I mean, how can you really spoil a Predator movie though? These movies are pretty light on story. It's alien hunter goes into place, kills a bunch of people, one person kills the Predator, boom, done. But yeah, only real complaints. Well, one, I think that the Predator you don't really see much of it. Like, I understand that's the whole like point behind the Predator, is that's supposed to stay camouflaged and you're not really supposed to see it much, but I don't really think you get a whole lot of time to appreciate its design, because it is a really well designed Predator. Or Yautja, I guess you would call it, because that's the actual species. But yeah, it stays cloaked for even most of the fight scenes that it's in, whenever it's just hunting animals, and even when it's fighting some of the humans, it's still like camouflaged for most of the time, and that's just, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like, I'm not really sure. It's just, I wish I could have gotten to see more of it. That's really the main thing. And also, another little complaint, I think this movie was a little short. It's only like an hour and 40 minutes with the credits total, so it's just, I don't know. I wish we could have gotten a bit more of it. But it's fine. We get what we get is good. So I'm not really too upset. Everyone in the cast, does a good job. The CG is really good too. I know a lot of people either love or hate CG in movies, but it looks really good in this one. I mean, Predator movies are always known for pretty good special effects, so yeah. There's also a lot of nods and references to the other movies, like some of the lines. The brother says, "If it bleeds, we can kill it," and I was just like, that's the line. And a reference to the famous scene at the end of the first movie where Arnold's like, come on, kill me. There's a scene kind of like that towards the end of Prey as well. And at the end of the movie, she ends up getting the pistol that one of the elder Predators gives Danny Glover in Predator 2. Remember at the end of Predator 2 where after Danny Glover kills the Predator in the ship, the other Predators come out and he gives the elder one gives him that pistol as like a trophy. That's that same pistol that was given to one of the tribe leaders in this movie, which was pretty neat. I like it whenever movies call back to other movies, even though technically none of these movies would have happened yet, because this is a prequel. It does take place in the 1700s, so way before 1987 and 1997, even though this movie came out in 1990, but whatever. So that leaves me with really one thing left. How would I rank all these movies? Honestly, I mean, obviously the first movie is still king. Like that. Like let's just say that the first movie just rocks. So like there's no way you could top the first movie. It's just, if there's such a thing as a perfect movie, which I don't really know if there is or not, this would probably be one of them. Up there with movies like The Matrix, the first two Terminator movies, First Blood, RoboCop, Aliens. Really, the first two Alien movies. Yeah, just just a damn solid movie. And honestly, no lie, I think Prey is probably the second best. It's very good. It's very, very good. This one's incredible. The first Predator. Sorry, I can see a outline on OBS. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but I see it, so whatever. I know this movie's last, though. I still enjoy it. There's a lot of people that don't like it. I understand why. I think for one of the reasons that I actually went into on one of my podcasts. But, which do I like more, Predator 2 or Predators? I remember, because I watched all these movies like a couple of years ago. Well, not Prey, just watched it today as of recording this. But, and I remember loving Predator 2. Like, I would say it's almost as good as the first one. But, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling this would be the ranking. We've got Predator as number 1, Prey as number 2, Predators as number 3. Because again, I like Predators purely for purely because I think it is also just a good movie. But I like that it took the idea of, okay, the Predators going to Earth. What about the humans going to the Predators like game world? And I thought that was really cool. And then Predator 2, a lot of the drama, I guess, in the movie isn't really that exciting between the cops and the criminals and all that stuff. It's okay, but the moments with the Predator are obviously great. And the Predator, I don't know. I remember enjoying it because I saw it when it came out, and then when I bought a physical copy of it, I obviously watched it then. And I enjoy it. I think it's a decent movie. It's not great, but you know, it's got some good action in it, and I think some of the jokes are pretty funny in it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking this is the ranking though, but I don't know. If you feel differently, definitely leave a comment or something. Explain yourself. You know, just be nice. And yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about Prey. It's a good movie. It's on Hulu right now, so if you have that, go watch it. If not, get a subscription to Hulu. See anything else you like, and cancel the subscription. Yeah. So yeah.